Go.
No, I work with a lot of patients who've had a fall, at least one fall, maybe more, and as a result, I've done a lot of muscle strength and muscle balance testing in my protocol, and I've come up with a few exercises that are real easy to do to improve balance, because if you wait till you fall before you work on your balance, you're way behind the 8 ball. I recently gave a lecture and incorporated some of these simple and kind of fun exercises into a regimen for people to do daily or several times a week to improve their balance. One of the problems with balance is that we tend to have a weaker side. Most of us know if we're right-handed or left-handed. For most of us, it follows that if you're right-handed, you're right-legged, but it's not always the case. And a simple way to find your weaker side or your less dominant side in the lower body is to stand on one leg and see how long you can go on one side and then see how long you can go on the other. Immediately you should know when you stand on one leg within a few seconds which one's more unstable and so forth. So the problem with having a weaker side in the lower body is that the hip on that side is also weaker, and it will tend to tilt or rotate. And the problem with that is you start to cause all kinds of muscle strains because you change your gait, you change the way you do things, and you get muscle strains, injuries, but you also are at a greater risk of falling on that side. You may see older people tend to shuffle side to side more than forward, and that's because they feel so unsteady and that other hip is weaker. So I'll come up with just 3 little simple exercises to do to strengthen what we call the gluteus medius, which is the hip muscle that needs to be stronger to stabilize the pelvis. Okay, first one is called the tennis ball toss. Got here a little tennis ball. I have my partner, Igor. So we're both going to take and stand on our weaker legs. Mine is my left. And we're going to balance on that one leg, and we're just going to toss the ball back and forth. About 30 throws will do. And you can start a couple of giant steps away from each other and then back up. The more proficient you get, right? And believe me, your foot, ankle, and hip will get very tired during this exercise. Now, if you don't have a partner, you can take it against the wall. And what I do is I take about 2 big steps away from the wall, and then I stand on that leg again, and I just bounce it. Now, if you're not great at catching, you can use both hands. Try to catch it about, belly button level. That's the first exercise. The second one is you can do standing or lying. The second one is I'm going to stand on my strong leg. I'm going to take my weak leg. I'm going to turn the toe and the knee in, pigeon toe it, and I'm going to just take it out about 12 inches. And within 2 or 3 repetitions, I'm going to feel this muscle right up here, the glute medius, talking to me. Okay, make sure you keep the toe turned in. If it turns out, you're working a whole different set of muscles and it doesn't count. And I hate doing exercise that doesn't count. The second way you can do it is lying on your side. So I'm going to lie on my strong side. You can prop myself up. I'm going to bend my bottom leg. I'm going to take this top leg again, the weak leg, and I'm going to pigeon toe it. And I'm just going to lift to about the level of my hip socket, right here, about 6 to 12 inches. And believe me, your leg, if you do this right, your leg will feel very heavy, and you're going to have it screaming in here. And I go 15 to 20 reps. If I need to rest, I'll rest. And initially try to do this a couple times a day. This whole round here will only take you 2-3 minutes. The third exercise, and I'm going to use a resistance band for this one, but you can use body weight, you can use dumbbells, you can use a bag of sand. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the strap under my feet, and I'm going to start from a standing position, And I'm just going to try to keep bending at my hip as far as I can, down, and then as I come up, squeeze my rear and tuck my butt underneath me. Again, it's going to work your hamstrings and your glute muscles to make them stronger. Just like that. Now, the fourth one I do, and I can do that lying in bed, I can do it sitting in a chair. I do this with a lot of my elderly people because their ankles are so inflexible, and if you don't have good ankle flexibility, you don't have good balance either. So what I do is I'm going to get down on my back, I'm going to hold on to one leg, and I'm going to start with pointing and flexing. I go 10 this speed, full range of motion, really focus on the pull back. It works your shin muscle. And then I go 10 as fast as I can, making sure my lower leg's not moving. I'm not doing this, I'm just working my foot. Then I do circles. I go 20 one way, 20 the other. Believe me, your shin muscles and ankle muscles will really start talking to you. But it balances out the musculature down in the lower leg and also increases range of motion in the ankle. That's all for now. See you next time.